Here's the truth. The grocery store didn't get healthier. It got better at marketing. Over time, a lot of everyday foods have been engineered for longer shelf life and cheaper production, without giving up the nostalgic packaging that makes you trust them. Today, you'll see 8 familiar products where the ingredient story has drifted, step by step, into something more processed than you'd expect. The goal isn't panic, it's control. After this, you'll know what to scan for in 5 seconds, so the front label stops running your cart. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Number 1. Kraft Mac and Cheese. You buy this box for one reason. It tastes like childhood and it comes out the same every single time. That consistency is the clue. The packet says cheese, but it behaves like a lab mix. It stays neon, it turns silky fast, and it doesn't break, even if you swap the milk, the butter, or both. Real cheese sauce is moody. It can split, go grainy, or turn oily when the heat's off. This one won't because it's built not to. Here's the truth, you're not just melting dairy, you're activating a processed cheese sauce system. Emulsifiers lock fat and water together like a bouncer holding 2 fighters apart. Anti-caking agents keep the powder flowing so factories can fill boxes without clumps. Color additives pin the orange shade to a target, batch after batch. Now do a 5-second scan. Look for emulsifying salts, added color, and vague flavor wording. That's the swap. Want safer? Buy a short label box or make your own. Pasta, real cheese, milk, or butter. Number 2. Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup. Next up is chicken noodle soup, the one you grab when you feel run down. You expect broth, chicken, noodles, and a few veggies. Simple, gentle, and real. But a can has one job. Taste homey after months on a shelf. That pressure pushes formulas toward heavy salt, modified starch, and flavor boosters that don't fall apart during processing. Here's the factory problem. Retort is the high heat step that sterilizes the can, and heat flattens the taste of meat and vegetables. So companies rebuild the flavor after the damage with yeast extract, natural flavors, and concentrated stocks. Then they fake the long simmer texture with modified food starch instead of thyme. And you feel it. The thickness stays identical, the noodles don't dissolve, and the broth tastes louder than the chicken. It's like a soundtrack turned up to cover a weak scene. Fix it fast. Pick low sodium, choose refrigerated soup with a shorter label, or dilute and add real chicken and veg. Number 3. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. You're told Frosted Flakes is a whole grain kind of breakfast, and it's fortified, so it feels like a decent start. Pour a bowl, add milk, and you've checked the box. But fortification can act like a mask. You can take a highly processed grain base, strip it down for crunch and shelf life, then sprinkle vitamins back on top and call it nutrition. The quiet shift is in the build. The grain gets processed to stay crisp longer, even when it sits in a box for weeks. Then comes the coating. Sweeteners and syrups help the flakes resist humidity, keep that snap, and deliver the same sweetness every time. And when sugar gets split into different names, it stops looking like the main event. Now watch the front of the box. It pushes vitamins, iron, and whole grain language so you don't look at the first 3 ingredients. Ingredients list by weight. The top is the real product. Swap to plain flakes or oats and add fruit yourself. Or pick a cereal with clear whole grains and low added sugar. And remember, the serving is smaller than your bowl. Number 4. Oreos. You think the Oreo filling is just sugar plus a little dairy-style richness. That's why it melts fast and feels creamy, even though it never needs a fridge. But that melt can come from fats built for shelf life, not freshness. The package doesn't need to announce a change. It only needs to land close enough to the memory in your head. Big snack brands chase stability. Real dairy fats can pick up off notes, and some oils change texture when they sit in heat, cold, or a delivery truck for days. So the goal becomes simple. No separation, no sweating, no weird smell. Same bite in every state. Here's the kicker. Cream is a texture target, not a promise. Companies can hit it with refined vegetable oils, palm-based fats, emulsifiers that keep everything smooth, and flavor systems that replace simple ingredients. Your label scan is easy. Look for vegetable oil wording, palm derivatives, emulsifiers, and natural or artificial flavors doing the heavy lifting. Pick smaller ingredient cookies, bakery versions, or choose fats you recognize, then eat it on purpose. Number 5. Heinz ketchup. Ketchup feels simple. Tomatoes, vinegar, sugar, salt, spices. You squeeze it, you dip, you don't think about it. But the quiet shift sits in the sweetener plan. When a brand can get the same hit of sweet for less money and steady supply, the recipe can lean harder on syrups and still taste right on a fry. Here's the truth. Cane sugar and high fructose corn syrup don't behave the same. HFCS and corn syrup blend smooth, stay stable, and push sweetness fast. That quick sweetness makes the flavor seem brighter, which can cover a weaker tomato punch. It's like turning up the volume so you don't notice the song is thin. Now, read the label like a detective. If you see high fructose corn syrup or corn syrup, that's your cue. Check where sugar lands too. Watch serving sizes because ketchup math gets friendly when the serving is tiny. And thickness can come from tomato concentrate and stabilizers, not slow cooking. Pick sugar-only ketchup, a lower sugar one, or make a quick batch at home. Ketchup is fine, just don't treat it like health food. Number 6. Yoplait Original Yogurt. Yogurt sells itself as a health food. Protein, calcium, live cultures. You feel responsible tossing it in the cart, but a lot of flavored cups eat like pudding. You get that glossy, uniform spoonful even when the dairy base is thin, because the texture gets built with sugar and thickeners, not just milk and thyme. Over the years, formulas drifted towards stabilizers like pectin, gelatin, and modified starch to stop watery whey from pooling on top. Then manufacturers lean on flavoring so strawberry tastes identical in every season, even when real fruit changes. The big issue is the sugar load. Once you sweeten hard and thicken hard, you're closer to dessert than breakfast, and the label plays defense. Fruit photos and made with real fruit vibes pull your eyes away from the order of ingredients. Do the quick scan. Check added sugar grams, then see if sugar shows up before fruit. Go plain Greek, Skyr, or low sugar. Add berries and cinnamon, or a teaspoon of honey if you choose it. Number 7. Wonder Bread. Wonder Bread sells soft. It folds, it squishes, and days later it still feels the same. Convenient until you ask why it doesn't go stale the way bread usually does. Softness over time isn't free. When a loaf stays pillow-like too long, dough conditioners, emulsifiers, and preservatives are doing the work that time, fermentation, and a hot oven used to handle. Factories want a loaf that rises the same, slices clean, and survives shipping without drying out in a plastic bag. That goal pushes recipes toward refined flour, added sugar for fast yeast action and browning, and processing aids that keep the crumbs springy. Think of it like a mattress. You can make it feel plush, but the foam is engineered. Now read the ingredient list like a shopper, not a fan. Enriched flour means refined flour with nutrients added back, not whole grain. Watch for added sugars. Look for calcium propionate type preservatives, plus emulsifiers like datum or mono and diglycerides. Number 8. Lay's Classic Potato Chips. Lay's Classic looks like the safest snack in the aisle. Potatoes, oil, salt. 3 words, so you trust it more than chips with a paragraph of ingredients. But the shadow swap isn't extra chemicals, it's the oil, and how quietly that choice can change. You can buy the same bag, same logo, same crunch, and still get a different fat profile than you think. Oil is the battleground because it decides cost, shelf life, and how the chip fries. Brands need oil that stays stable in hot fryers, ships without going stale, and tastes neutral so the potato still wins. When prices swing or supply tightens, companies can shift blends or lean on highly refined seed oils to keep output steady. Then came the no trans fat era. Companies reformulated, and the label stayed short. But the processing and oil strategy shifted under you, like changing the engine while keeping the same car body. Bottom line, don't count ingredients, read the oil. Next time you're in the store, pick one item from this list and compare 2 versions side by side. Same aisle, same price range. Read the first 5 ingredients, then check the sugars, oils, and stabilizers. Drop what you found in the comments and tell me the worst swap you've seen. Subscribe now and I'll show you what to avoid and what's actually safe.